So guys, this is where the 40-gallon aquarium is going to be from now on. It looks awesome here. It gets a little bit of glare from the sun as it goes by, kind of like that. But when we get into the afternoon, when we get into the night, the light overhead looks awesome, absolutely awesome. I'm freaking out, guys, because it's so cool. It's so cool when your parents get on board with you enough to actually build an aquarium stand with you. And this is not just any ordinary aquarium stand. This is actually an old door that we had around here. And these on the legs that you guys saw in the first part of the video are beams from our old barn that we had back there. It was like a 200-year-old barn. So 200 years later, these are still the best kind of beams you're gonna get for building an aquarium. These things could hold like a blue whale. I'm gonna confidently say blue whale. They could hold a blue whale, and I will be picking one up next week, so stay tuned for that video. Problems I had, I was super afraid the entire time I was carrying it that I was gonna drop it and everything was gonna die. Only one shrimp died, which is unfortunate. Another update on that, at this point most of the shrimp have died, unfortunately. I believe it's because of like the massive amount of activity. Man, those Danios are really schooling, eh? It looks awesome, but it means they're kind of stressed out, so. Anyways, I'll try to focus. So the shrimp, I think, were dying off because of all the activity and because of the food I was feeding them. I was feeding them food with a little bit of copper in it, and I think the copper makes their exoskeleton so rigid that they can't get it off when it's time to shed. So other than that, this tank is doing absolutely amazingly. It's been a few weeks since I put it up here because I'm having trouble getting videos up on time, honestly, guys. Like, even next week, I'm gonna be working for like 14 days in a row, and I won't be able to come home because it's a camp, so I live at the camp in the meantime. So if I don't have a video up next week, guys, super sorry. There's not a lot I can do about it. Back to the aquarium. I've added some more river stones that I got from the river. If you guys have been watching these videos in the past, you know that all the driftwood is actually from the river at the camp, so that's one of the benefits. Lots of stuff I can gather from there to put in here. So I'm sort of trying to build this wall back here and bring it forward. More good news, the driftwood is actually starting to sink on its own, which is awesome because that means I can take off those weird rocks that I was just putting there to keep it down out of there, and instead put in some more decorative rocks like these river stones. Other than that, the fish are doing great. I love the way the Danios look when they're schooling. Shrimp are having a rough time. Snails are exploding. Guys, I've counted like 50 snails in here. Like small ones, but like 50 snails. That's a lot. I'm not sure if I like it or if I hate it. Right now, I like it because most of the snails are babies, and they kind of just look like little pieces of gravel that are moving around, cleaning off stuff. Eventually they could become so populated that they kind of look bad in the tank. And one of the things they're doing that's harmful for the other fish is they're stealing the other fish's food. Now, it's not a problem for most of the fish in here because they're pretty aggressive eaters. But Kitster, my Farlowella vittata, I'm trying to feed him only algae right now, which means I put stuff like rocks in the sun, in water, and I bring it back here and feed him that. The snails kind of take that from him, and since there's so many, they eat it all before he can even find it. So that's a little bit annoying. On the plant side of things, the Java fern is growing very well. You can see that some of it's kind of floating around, which, you know, happens. I've started spreading it all over the log now. I was thinking about doing jungle val in the background, but it might just be a bit too long and thin, and I kind of want the bulkier leaves and maybe stem plants. So if you guys have a suggestion for plants that you want me to put in here, I'd maybe like some moss, some stem plants. If you guys have ideas for that, please leave it in the comments. And you guys have probably noticed that there's some fish in here that weren't there before. And if you want to see the update on that, stay tuned because there's going to be a video coming out on it very soon. And I'll see you guys next time.